Guys, I just have an update because I'm the youth correspondent, being that I'm significantly younger than both of you guys. I just want to report to you from the youth that Kai Cenat has successfully broken the Twitch record with 1 million subscribers. Mafia-san 3, huge hit.
And
a million seems kind of irrelevant.
The reason why is because they're paid. So like
they're $4.99. They're paying $4.99. That's $60 million a year.
Okay.
That's why.
And it's separate from brand deals. And
right.
The 29th, which is tomorrow, I believe, right?
Big night. Yeah, tomorrow night, I think. Yeah.
They're going to Kevin Hart's house.
Blockbuster.
Kai and Drewski. And they're finishing off the Mafia-thon there.
What else is crazy is I just turned it on for shits and giggles when I got home from golf. And like at any given moment, they're not doing anything. They're just fucking around. And they have 200,000 live viewers, which is more than like most television shows. Like most television shows.
Well, I mean, I think.
And they're just like calling each other gay in the living room. Like that's all they're doing.
There's 50 to 100,000 people that watch them sleep.
Yeah. Well,
that's more than anything on news, cable news.
That is very scary for America's youth. If
you want to know what though, with the way things have been going, I'd rather them watch a couple guys call each other gay than like be motivated to go shoot something up. So
yeah,
I'm happy with it.
It's actually really funny because when I go to dinner with some of my friends, they're in their 40s. All my friends are in their 40s for the most part, and I bring up his name. They have no clue who he is. And they're like, what does he do? And I explain it and they're just baffled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really proud of our skill to stay with the youth,
Yeah. I mean, look, if you just objectively look at it, it's dumb. It's literally dumb.
No, I think that's wrong. Like what was Real World? What was Love Island? What was...
Well, yeah, it's dumb like Seinfeld.
Jersey Shore.
No, okay,
look at you pause. Look at you. The moment I said Seinfeld.
No, but there's no way. Seinfeld is genius.
It's the same
according
thing.
to you.
No,
it's on
comedy genius.
I know, but I could tell you if I think
you're old. You're a boomer.
The market has spoken.
I will give the problem I have with that content. I'll give you a real life example. So our son came home the other day and said to my wife when they were talking 6'7", and she was like, "Do you know what that means?" I'm like, "I have no idea what that means." And so obviously I think I was traveling. So at night I get home at like 12:30 at night, wherever I am in New York, whatever, and I go on TikTok and I start searching 6'7".
Yeah, it's as bad as it gets.
Because I was just thinking, I was literally thinking it's something like racist, bad, shooting. I don't know what it means.
No, nonsense.
It means nothing.
Pure nonsense. Nothing.
It means literally nothing. It literally, you just move your hands like this and go 6'7", and it was like a meme that happened. So my wife and I were talking about it, and we're like, oh, okay, well, one is just dumb. It's just so stupid.
Yeah,
it doesn't even have a deeper meaning. It just literally means nothing.
I think you could think about it two ways. It's clearly what is relevant for the youth. Like, have you seen Speed's content over the last 35 days? He's on a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean
to be fair, tens of thousands of people chasing him.
And by the way, I think for different subcultures of youth, it's different. Charlie Kirk also was very powerful with the youth. He reached a different audience. Kai Cenat and Speed reach an audience. Some person we've never heard of is reaching another audience. It's just like subcultures are spreading. Fragmentation is happening across media, which is what we know. The only thing that like is a unifying factor amongst Americans, at least, I can't speak for the rest of the world because I don't know what everyone else is watching, is sports. Like sports continue to be the one thing that has blockbuster numbers.
Yeah,
day in and day out. Like it's just.
By the way, I think you could speak for the world. Speed went to China. It was bananas.
No. I'm just. I don't know in China. Like if there's a gymnastics final, there are 50 million people watching it, right? Like I don't know that, and so I'm just saying that like, but like Charlie Kirk was bananas when he went on every college campus too. So the point is that like there's just a lot of subcultures that are like creating these followings, and in some cases it's all fun and entertainment, some cases it's political, some cases it's competitive, whatever it is, but it is a wide open lane for anyone to do whatever the fuck they want, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah. But you are right in saying that the only thing that like really pulls like real numbers, like unifies people, is sports.
Yeah. It's not even on the same planet as anything else. Nothing else matters.
Well,
It's just
specifically football.
Yeah.
Because I would say the other sports don't rate.
Wait till World Cup this summer. I guarantee you in America, it'll be the biggest thing.
I would also say like you get these moments like Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, or you get these like moments, like sports
even
moments.
the golf this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm assuming golf this weekend had buzz. Like because of the Ryder Cup.
It's social media buzz, no question. Because they were all talking shit, like how normal athletes actually play in other sports. Like if golf incorporated Rory telling the crowd to shut the fuck up.
I know. It's so much better.
And Shane Lowry's telling the crowd after he hit that putt, saying
Trump
fuck you.
There.
Yeah.
Trump showed up, meaning it was important to him.
Yeah, it was that. To me, that's what golf should feel like.
Yeah.
It was, look, I didn't actually watch the live telecast. I just got the clips on social media. It seemed really fun.
Yeah, that's all you needed. Live telecast sucked because on Friday, it was already pretty apparent that US was going to lose. But it was just, especially for clips. Like, when is golf even made for clips? It's really not. It's like, oh, so-and-so sunk a really long putt and they did a fist bump.
Yeah, no one cares.
This was like moment after moment after moment. And
the caddies were fighting.
Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, they were throwing drinks at people's wives and shit. It was not insane.
That is insane.
I mean, that's sports.
Yeah, it was sports at its realest. So like, I feel like there's always been a problem in mainly basketball of like unruly crowd members. And that started happening at this event. Though I think that was the first time in golf it's really gone too far. Football fans
objectively are the worst human beings.
Yeah, they're just too far to fuck with the players, really. You know, so like in basketball, they actually say wild shit and the player hears it. And they were doing that at the golf tournament, I think.
Okay. I get
it successfully crossed the line. But anyway, whatever. That was just my quick youth update. What's up with you guys?
Mine was just the 6'7". That was just like
6'7".
It was, but it came like an apparent thing with being a parent. You really have to like monitor how, like, we don't know how he found out about 6'7". He doesn't have a phone. He's not on YouTube.
School
for sure,
right?
School,
yeah, of course. But it's like, even asking him, where did you hear it? It's hard to understand. Like, even there's songs he knows that we don't play that I'm like, oh, did you hear it on the bus? Where did you hear it? Like, it's fascinating to just watch children where they soak up this information, because you know, in some lights it's very positive, in some lights it's very scary.
I mean, think about when we were kids. When did Hit 'Em Up come out? In early 90s?
I think I was in senior year of high school, maybe. No
way. He died in 94.
Like 6th, 7th grade, probably. Yeah.
So I was in,
6th, 7th grade.
6th, 7th.
3rd, 4th grade, and we knew all the lyrics. All the kids knew all the lyrics. It's the most repulsive lyrics that you could possibly think of.
Yeah, I think the lyrics being the sphere versus like what's happening online is way different. It's way scarier, because we're not even up against like pedophiles. We're up against like foreign agents. We're not even up against other kids. We're up against foreign agents and AI bots trying to manipulate our children. That is scary.
It must be scary too. Like, I haven't experienced it firsthand, but kind of what you're saying, which is like watching your kids, for lack of a better word, be sort of like infected with these ideas or memes or songs. Like, you see how you could sort of infect the brains of America's youth in a way.
It's very easy. I mean,
just have Kendrick Lamar do it.
Yeah, it's like
squabble up.
Even if at 3, I see it with my daughter. I can mold her however I want.
Right.
And imagine if she gets on a rabbit hole on YouTube.
Right.
She'll get molded by that.
Yeah, which is why, and I won't actually be specific on purpose, but like why I think like trying to set boundaries for what kids are taught in school is a good thing. Like when you get too much into like culture and, you know, religion or sexual topics, or like you see how dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, like imagine if you, I don't know, like if you found out your kid was like learning some stuff that just like, I don't know, you weren't ready for them to learn, or I don't know. It's wild. I can't really speak on it because I don't have kids, but from what you guys are saying, it must be interesting for your kids to sort of leave your influence. And now there's like another place where they're soaking up things that are, it's a little out of your control.
Yeah. And
Well, I think that's all kids, because once they leave the house,
I know, yeah.
that's like another 8-10 hours till whether they're at like school or practice or game.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's why inherently, once you have children, you end up having a more conservative view on some of the social stuff, is because it officially affects you, and so when it affects you, you have a different view of the world. Like that's what it did for me. Like as soon as I thought about my kids, I was like, oh, I have a different view now, because I love it for everyone else, but like, you know, doesn't work for me. And that's like keeping it real and like how people actually think.
Yeah. The way you think is fine, but I'm just saying it's out of your control.
Yeah. I mean, no, I think I disagree. I actually think there's a lot of things in parents' controls. We want to blame social media on everything, but like, don't give your kids a phone. Don't give them an iPad, and they don't have access to it. You can limit it. You do have control. You have control to a certain age. And then when they get to like 14 or whatever, fine. Like, but like they're well trained by then to navigate those waters. So like, I think it's an easy cop out to say that you don't have control. I think you do, actually.
I also think that like, I'm way past my knowledge here, but like the more of like a healthy, happy home you have, I think kids are less attracted to unhealthy topics.
Very true.
Like there's like a foundational. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's so right. And I think that's why you're also seeing this movement in America around religion, is because it's a big reason why there was like a different mindset in this country. And then we went through this era of like highly intellectual people that like did not connect with religion anymore, and not for a negative reason. They just didn't connect with it like their parents did. And I think what happened is okay, then these people end up having kids, and then they lack community. They lack that connectivity to like a group of people that religion gives you. And so I like, you know, if religion is an incredible way to build community. And I think people are realizing that. I think millennials are realizing that right now. And that's why you're seeing this uptick when it comes to religion in America.
Yeah. What I meant to tell you, I was going to actually text you about this, but last night I watched, there was like the moment in the stream where Kai Cenat hit 1 million followers. And when he did, it was just Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Trust in Jesus. Jesus will get you there. Jesus has never let me down. Like, you know, I would argue one of the biggest youth influencers.
Like, think about it. Charlie Kirk and Kai Cenat. What did they both preach?
Right.
Same guy.
Yeah, I think
they're pushing the same guy.
Prediction. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, young people, when you are lost, I think religion is an incredible community to drive toward, right?
I agree.
I mean, if you think about like every celebrity, like Bieber went to Jesus when he was lost.
Forget celebrities. I think the average person, like who's facing an uphill battle, like religion has a lot of, like, I know religion has been questioned a lot in the last like 25 years, but like, I think when it's all said and done, religion has more positive than negative. Like I think
it's literally religion and sports. Like meaning, what I mean is like things that you can be a part of a community doing something positive, trying to get better. You know, obviously I would put religion first as far as like a, you know, seriousness level, but I think also like there's probably a lot of sports that have saved a lot of young people's lives from
Yeah.
getting in trouble. And it's really all just about community striving towards something positive as opposed to like destructive.
Yeah, I agree. Anna's got some Charlie Kirk conspiracies. What do you want to talk
What
about?
do you got on it?
No, I want to check Drama's pulse. He's the conspiracy guy that I always want to check in on. And it's wild and furious on the TikTok.
It's wild and furious on the TikTok. It's here's my take today. So keep in mind, I'm super open to like a way more entertaining take and to changing my mind. Today, I'm not yet convinced, and I
Convinced of what?
Of any conspiracy more than like sort of what we're being told of like who this kid was and what happened and kind of how the story played out. My take today is actually, I think it's a mistake to believe conspiracies because I think it actually takes our attention away from what it looks like actually happened, which is like the fact that young people can become radicalized on the internet and this internet culture, and kind of like what we're talking about with your guys' kids and kids in general and all that stuff. And I think that like if you stare in the face of what it looks like actually happened, that alone is like a red flag, alarming 5-alarm blaze enough that we should be addressing what's actually going on there. But that being said, I'm keeping my options open. I'm looking at all of it. I just am not, nothing's got me yet. I mean, do I think Israel sent hitmen and covered up and framed this kid? I'm not sold.
No, I talked about this at length on the last pod, so I don't want to repeat myself.
Yeah.
But Rogan pretty much debunked everything that we've been told about the story of the shooter, how he shot him. And then now they're saying there could be a potential second shooter. It's like kind of JFK, like not the silver bullet. There's multiple shooters. I don't know. I think we're in a world where conspiracy theories become mainstream.
Right.
So it's not that wild to even talk about anymore. And everyone's talking about it. I don't think anyone buys the exact story. We haven't heard from the kid. Is he the shooter? We have no idea. I don't buy that we can believe 100% he's the shooter.
I don't think we should believe anything 100%. Yeah, I'm not saying the conspiracy theories are false. I'm saying I'm watching it. I'm watching all of it.
Someone with an agenda, whether they were radicalized or some other organization, killed him. Like he's dead.
Right.
So that's obvious. But I don't think we're getting any information. Even the shit Kash Patel's saying is starting to be contradictory.
Right. No, look, I'm open to it. I'm super open to it. I would love to find something to go down the rabbit hole on. I just haven't. It hasn't got me yet. And so I don't have a stance that like, no, for sure it was this kid. It played out exactly how they said. But nothing's got me yet. And I will say, if it is the story, or, like if it is this kid that was radicalized online, I think like, I don't know. It just, what kills me, like where the way that I feel today is like, to me, when that shit happened, it was so gnarly. And like watching that video on accident was like so crazy to me. And, and it feels kind of like it's already just kind of become part of the like discourse and like nothing's really changed. And we're back to like, yeah, but it's a problem on both sides and this and that. And like, there isn't like the temperature isn't going down. And it just feels like people keep saying like, we don't want a civil war. My really crazy take is like, I kind of feel like we're already in one. Like, what's a civil war going to look like in 2025? It's not going to be Gettysburg and two armies charging towards each other. It's going to be like weird assaults happening, like Portland, Antifa is firebombing buses, and this guy gets sniped, and then some wacko on the right kills two lawmakers, and then this and then that. Like, that's what a civil war is going to look like. It's going to be cyber warfare. It's going to be meme warfare. It's going to be occasional assassinations. I just feels really fucked. I think it's really I think we've drifted into like really bad, and it's sort of just become like the norm.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is a good take. Not that it's good, but we're already there.
Right. Like, what's a civil war look like in 2025? There's not like different colored jackets and we're running at each other in a field. It's going to kind of look like this.
Yeah.
Like, other than people maybe clashing on Sunset Boulevard and like, 10 people shot or maybe Sunset Boulevard's a bad example, but like in cities or like, I don't know, it's going to look like prominent figures getting picked off from each side. And
yeah, I think the problem, I think to your point, I don't think there's the charging of each other is efficient. So there's this multiple angles of attack you can get at someone or a group of people. And the way that you win is actually in the court of public opinion, not actually killing people.
Right.
And so I think, yes, will there be blood? Of course, because people think that's effective. And I would argue if the point of killing Charlie Kirk was to go against him, it was wildly unsuccessful.
Right.
The only conspiracy that at this point I would believe was that we want to make him a martyr and make him more popular.
Right.
Because if you're so smart about conspiracies, you should have seen that coming.
Right.
And so I think that part is difficult.
I will say pretty good move would be somebody else taking him out and pinning it on the other party. So what you get is unrest and the guy you didn't like out of here.
Um,
I'm not saying I believe it, but that's the take. You get a double whammy, which is you get unrest in America and you get the two sides looking at each other when the third one is who actually did it.
It's actually what's scary is because it's happened so quickly, and I think it's a post-COVID phenomenon of the division. So if you think about during Obama's presidency, him and John Boehner was a Republican head of the House, and they disagreed on everything, but they had civil discourse and respect for each other.
Right.
That does not exist.
No, that's because of social media. That's because there are foreign agents. When something happens on the internet, foreign agents, I mean, it's so obvious this is happening. If you know how easy it is to sway public opinion in this country, I could put out 5,000 clips and memes. 5,000 is nothing. Yeah. We know that you could put out 5,000 clips and memes for what? 10 grand and completely change how all of us think.
I'm talking about smart people are radicalized.
Why can't smart people be manipulated? Everyone can be manipulated. Smart people are manipulated every single day. Jeffrey Epstein manipulated everyone with hot girls. That's it. The smartest people in the world were all manipulated with hot girls. It was the easiest thing to do.
I think to Anand's point, it's also like our own news, it's like Ilhan Omar. And, I mean, there's just some stuff. I'm not saying what she did. I don't know the details exactly. I haven't read every word, but like, it's just taking the temperature up instead of down. And like what happens on the news, taking the temperature up instead of down. Those don't even need to be foreign agents. That's like,
but they are though. But I'm telling you, when Ilhan Omar does something, right? There are 700 accounts
that for post.
Sure. That is foreign agent. It's not these people. It is literally bait to get engagement to cause chaos. It's so obvious to me at this point. But so that's
for sure. It's just that she still had to say it.
Of course, but people were saying dumb things 25 years ago. If you went and looked at what all these people said 25 years ago, they were still saying dumb things. But like we just gave them now a vessel with social media where you could just manipulate thought quite easily.
Right.
Yeah, like even like David Sachs, who's a very brilliant man, on his podcast, every comment when he talks politics is the radical left. He's just echoing what Trump says, and that's divisive. Like
but you can't.
You
Yeah,
can't
but
get
I'm
the conversation going if you just shit on the other side immediately.
but you have to understand he's part of the administration, and that works for where he sits. His job is not to mediate people. He is part of Trump's administration,
and he's got a massive platform.
Yeah, and he's using it for his party's benefit. He's not trying to play middleman in this. There are people that are trying to play middleman. He's not. John Favreau's not. They're not. They're trying to do what's best for the party. They have different agendas. So I don't think that's fair for either on the left or the right. Like their job is to create the divisiveness because it's good for business.
It's just, to me, when you see, like, the thing that really made me like literally put my TikTok away for a week and just check out of the news is the way that people responded to the Jimmy Kimmel situation. Because literally now all of a sudden the left cares about free speech. Now all of a sudden the right cares about canceling. Now all of a sudden it's just everyone is just repeating the other person's arguments the moment something happens on their side. And it's like, it's just so absurd, dude.
I know,
it's
but let me tell you something. The key piece to all of this is 95% of the population does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I'm going to join them.
I'm telling you,
I absorbed a little too much the last
only
week.
People who are talking about it are foreign agents, talking heads on podcasts and news. When you go home at night, no one's bringing up Jimmy Kimmel. No one's bringing up fucking what Ilhan Omar is doing. No one's bringing up what Trump is doing. Nobody gives a flying fuck.
I largely agree with that. I largely agree that
I think people care about like,
just like
how much was groceries? How was your day today? You have a job still? Like I think like, and we know that because in election cycles, the only thing that matters is how the economy is doing and people's perception of the economy. That's all that matters. Nobody wins for any other reason other than perception of the economy. That's it. That's why you win elections.
And how your sports team is doing.
Your sports team has a huge impact on people's mood.
Yeah, it does.
I would say my golf buddies, and Drama, I'm curious, they're pretty bummed out that America got smoked.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Losers.
I think for the golf buddies, it's like, we lost.
It's like a world war.
Yeah, it's not going good. Yeah, things aren't good for world wars here lately. It's like an Olympic. It feels like a Olympic. I don't know. I almost feel like this felt bigger than golf in the Olympics.
Oh, for sure, because you had all the stars, right?
Yeah, and we fucking lost. And I think that we've lost for a long time. I think the hopes were high. I'm not that good at golf to know, but I think the last time we won was like 10 years ago or something.
But it's Ryder Cup is United States versus all of Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every other year.
I know,
2 years, yeah, right?
It's not one
Every
country. It's like 50.
No, Europe.
And it's a weird format. I'm not a golf nut to know. It's not like they just play 18, something like best ball shit or something, right?
Whatever.
For the record, I guess they won in 2021, but the one before that was 2016. It is, it's just 4 matches. It is literally the first 2 days are 2-on-2, best individual score wins, and then the final day is just 1v1.
Yeah, it just
luckily it's not a real sport, so nobody cares.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not even mad at that. But I will say they started to look like a real sport with saying fuck you and throwing drinks. I like that. Let's get some energy.
Yeah. Yeah, that part's good.
I saw you were playing golf, it looked like in Mexico, and you were in a wife beater.
Oh, it's my favorite because there's just no rules. It's that type of golf. You're throwing drinks and you're yelling fuck.
Yeah.
And you got a wife beater, you can literally do whatever you want. You can golf in your boxers only. Probably.
In Mexico, you can.
Yeah. It was my favorite golf. Okay, news?
Yes.
Okay, bad news. I guess you can classify this however you want. But if you're not a Mamdani fan, let's say, I would say bad news. Eric Adams has dropped out of the New York mayoral race. What's going on? Mamdani's going to win this shit, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. Like, I think maybe when the ballot count is done, it'll look closer than what all the prediction markets say. Like, I actually think that'll happen because a lot of old people are probably not counted in this, and old people will probably all vote for,
Cuomo?
Andrew Cuomo. But
right.
He's more than likely Mamdani's winning in a pretty big win. And then now it's just a social experiment. Half the stuff he's saying he has no control over, so it doesn't actually matter. The stuff that he does have control over, I think will have a profound impact on the city. I don't know in what way. Like, I don't know if the grocery store owned by the city is possible. I don't know if he can rezone housing in New York City, and I don't know if he's going to defund the police, and what that actually means. Does that just mean cutting budget? Does that mean, what does that mean? I have no idea. So, like, I think he will have an impact on the city in the way that he wants to have it, and it's coming one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously in New York more than anyone I know that does not live in New York. But when I talk to my friends in New York, they all think it's a foregone conclusion he's winning.
Yeah. And I think it'll be a watch and see on how the city goes. I mean, it could become Gotham City. If it becomes Gotham City, whatever, for a decade.
Because he's talking about letting prisoners out, right?
That's he's a big let the prisoners out guy.
Oh my God. This is like, how long until we learn?
I mean, it's just going to be
learn.
Just for your own safety, D, stop taking the subway.
No, I mean, I'm done with subways.
Like, what is going on that you can't walk around in Los Angeles with anything of any value? You can't live in a home without Navy SEALs out front. How are we doing all these things with terrible results and we just keep wanting more?
Well, I think it goes back to, like, so many people are so disenfranchised that, like, they're just like, fuck it, burn it down.
I know.
That's the real answer.
The issue is, we mentioned it on one of the previous podcasts, but the wealth gap's widening so much.
Right.
And the people that didn't participate in the wealth creation, which is the biggest it's ever been in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
They just want to burn everything to the ground. Let the prisoners out.
So right. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you, as a group chat listener who've been listening to us for all these years, you have to own assets in this new world. There's no world where you do not own an asset. But I'm being very explicit about it. Like, even if you make $3,000 a month today and you can save $25 a month, you need $25 of your hard-earned money in an asset so that it appreciates in value. And I think that is the biggest difference. And what the socialists are selling you is that we're going to take care of you. They're not. They're going to fuck you. They're not going to take care of you. The capitalists are going to fuck you too. But guess what? Who's not going to get fucked? Everyone who's invested in the market. Everyone that owns an asset that's going to appreciate. This is how you create financial independence. That is your control. You just have to figure out a way to make enough money to put money in an asset. That's it.
Even if you don't, it's not even make enough money. It's like you said, if it's $25 a month, start there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that is your control. I don't want people to get sucked in that these socialist beliefs are actually going to help you. They're not.
It's never worked anywhere in the world.
I know, but that's what kills me the most about this Mamdani thing is they are. Like, they still think that's the answer, and they're doing it, and they're just in for because the problem is, if you believe that this guy's going to save your future, that's one less year or 4 that you're not doing actually all these things that you're talking about or doing the right things or whatever. You're just going to sit back and keep doing what you've been doing and think that Zohan is going to fix it. And then you're going to be even more burn it down at the end of that.
Yeah. And I think
it's just a bad road.
Yeah, it is a bad road. And I think the individuals, I can only speak for the people who listen to this podcast. You do actually control your destiny. And we're here to tell you that, like, all you have to do is find a way to participate in the inflation that's about to happen in a socialist environment. Like it is going to be like, do you understand the state of New York is going to send out inflation checks, $400 to 8.2 million people. What the fuck do you think that's going to do? That's going to cause inflation.
Right. And then what are you going to have to do? Send more checks.
You're going to have to send more.
That's what's crazy. It's like you're going to vote for the next guy. The next guy after Zohan is going to say, look at how bad it's gotten thanks to all the billionaires.
Yeah.
I'm going to give everyone fucking $10,000.
Yeah. And it'll just keep happening. And assets will inflate because guess where everyone's going to spend that $400? On Amazon, on Walmart, and all these places. And it's just going to keep inflating. And like, I don't know in our lifetime what happens with all this in inflation of assets. Is there going to be some epic 1929 crash where it goes down 80%? I don't know. I have no idea. But the smart money is saying, no, that's not happening.
Right.
I mean, because the world is saying it's not happening.
Exactly. I think the world has decided. The world has decided.
The world has decided it's mutually beneficiary for everyone for assets to keep going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
especially American assets.
The same picture you just painted, which is where does all that money go? Amazon, Walmart, whatever. That just continues. Obviously, A, the market ripping, but B, the wealth divide and all these things. Like it just, this cycle continues itself. It doesn't, free money doesn't fix it. Socialism doesn't fix it.
And the advice I'd give for D's rant, hold the asset. Don't trade in and out. Yeah. Trading in and out is how you lose your money. If it goes down 20%, hold it. If you have quality assets, hold it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great advice.
Yeah, it's just the thing that kills me that I can even hear your passion about it, D, because of like some of your more recent involvement in this stuff. I myself grew up not knowing anything about this stuff. And now that I know a little bit about it, like the problem is Zohan winning shows you that most people have no idea like of this train of thought. They're still looking for someone to blame and someone to bail them out. And that's just never going to work. No mayor can save your life or, turn everything around or like it's your participation in it that makes it work. And it's just like, man, we're just going to there's so many people that think this is the solution to all of their problems. And they're about to be way more upset in 4 years.
And if you think about it, like during COVID, when the youth got onto Robinhood and started trading stocks, mostly meme stocks, mostly options, had they just bought NVIDIA, Facebook, Tesla, Microsoft, anything, they would be in it.
Literally anything. Instead, it was like DraftKings,
Yeah.
Board apes and fucking.
Right.
Yeah. Is Dak Prescott going to get 100 yards today? Like that's what was going on.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, and
I don't think it's that hard. That's what frustrates me.
I mean, like the more and more I've learned as an adult, and if you guys remember, like Tobias, who came on the pod years ago, he ended up having a very famous TikTok clip with ours where he was a hedge fund trader, and he was late working one night, and his like boss, who's like very successful, probably billionaire founder of the fund, was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm doing technical analysis," and he slapped his hand off, and he goes, "When it keeps going up and to the right, it keeps." Going up and to the right. That's the trend.
Right.
And I think like the more and more I realize about wealth, and so much of it is so simple and basic. Like think about NVIDIA. You could have invested in NVIDIA in April and made 100%.
Yeah. And in April was April after he signed the boobs?
Yes.
Remember when he signed the boobs? We're like, well,
It was
it's over.
like, that's a dummy.
yeah. It's
But I'm
doubled
talking about
since
you
then.
you could have missed out on understanding AI completely,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I did. But I haven't. I bought NVIDIA in April and I made 100%.
Yeah. 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 It's just, yeah.
You
It's
don't
just the
have to be
patience
that
is the hard
smart,
part.
right? Like, yeah, the patience is it, and I think, there's a very,
it's not just the patience. This is the problem. Is I know how 99% of people think. The moment something goes down, they bail.
well,
Right. But it's the patience to know.
the patience
like,
to keep-
like literally go on any stock platform or type it into Google, zoom out 10 years, and there it is. And so it's literally like the marshmallow test that people do with their kids on TikTok. Like if you wait till I get back, you can have two, but if you eat this one, you can only have one. It's literally that. It's just that. It's just like, hey, how many times you have to read and look and see, and there's so much information that over time it will go up. You just have to be patient. That's why I think it's not about stock picking. The hard part about building wealth in that way isn't being smart to know which stocks to pick or how to analyze companies. It's just to actually be patient when it is going up and down, that over the long term, it will be net up.
Yeah. So Brad Gerstner, who's a very public-facing public equity trader, he does privates too. He had Jensen on, the NVIDIA CEO founder. And NVIDIA, I believe, is a $4+ trillion company today.
Mm-hmm.
And Gerstner says it's a $10 trillion company, like no brainer. There's
Right.
2.5x, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
With little downside.
right. Right. But what I hate so much is that now, imagine if I chimed in here and I said, nope, you guys are both wrong. We're actually just getting fucked by all these CEOs and all these businesses. And what we need to do is demand that, number one, they pay more money to our government because they're going to spend it so wisely and make our lives better. And that's what we need to do. You guys would both be like, well, good luck for you, you moron. And that's what's happening in Mamdani land.
Yeah.
And enough people believe it that the guy's going to be the mayor of the biggest fucking city in the world. It's just like, it's not the fact that like how much damage can he really do? I don't know. It's more about the damage of like, that's 4 more years of belief in the wrong idea.
And then 4 more years, you're not compounding your money.
Yes. And you're not going to come out of that and be like, let me do that. You know what? My thinking wasn't quite right. Let me change. You're just going to come out of that more pissed and looking for somebody else to blame because you've been fucked. And it's not Mamdani's fault he couldn't pull it off. It's the billionaire's fault because they screwed him over and he couldn't execute his plans.
Yeah.
That's how you get like violent rage out of people, I think.
So since we're talking stock picks, I'm going to give you another one.
Yeah.
To consider. I don't know if you guys noticed, TikTok got sold for $14 billion, which is a joke.
Ripoff.
It's the biggest joke of all time for price.
Yep.
And Oracle is the only publicly traded company that had participated in I don't know how it's split, how much Oracle owns versus Silver Lake versus the sovereign wealth of, I think, Abu Dhabi or wherever it came from. Saudi Arabia. But I would assume TikTok's worth way more than 14 billion.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, $1 trillion.
I mean, Lululemon is worth 20 billion. What's TikTok worth? 500?
Yeah.
And by the way, TikTok US is the crown jewel. TikTok, I think the rest of the world, TikTok is worth zero. Right. It's worthless. TikTok US is worth $1 trillion fucking dollars.
I agree. It's so insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I put it at the same. It's a valuable asset as OpenAI. To me, TikTok and OpenAI are like the most valuable private companies.
I would say
TikTok at least Instagram
is bigger.
Right. I would argue. You could argue that too, but I would say at a minimum, it's exactly as valuable as Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's probably a $500 billion asset today.
Right. I think TikTok at $1 trillion is a good buy.
At $1 trillion, and JD Vance came out and said that the deal happened at 14 billion. I mean, this must be part of some crazy China deal where they're looking away at something else.
This is the tariff negotiation. Give us this. We'll give you that.
Watch, I'm telling you, tariffs are going to disappear. This was the gift.
Yeah. 14 billion, there's a gift. Or it's
There's
literally
a big gift coming.
Yeah. 14 billion. That's absurd. Yeah.
14 billion?
What's
Nothing
crazy
is the fucking Dallas Cowboys are worth 14 billion. Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
You're talking about an NFL team is worth the most brainwashing machine on humankind of all time.
Does China retain 50% of the
Profits.
revenue or something? Yeah.
Profits. They don't own the ownership is the balance 20%, which is split amongst existing. I don't know how it totally panned out, but they obviously just took it from China. 14 billion is some like arbitrary number. It's irrelevant. But I'm sure like ByteDance got something from the Chinese government as a gift. And then China is getting something in return, like something big, something big.
The Delta's being bridged behind the scenes because 14 billion is a joke.
I mean, it's literally the Dallas Cowboys. They gave us the Dallas Cowboys. That's it.
Yeah, that's absurd. Yeah, you're right. This is fascinating. I can't wait to let's try to remember this so that when it happens, we can spot what the gift was. Either it's no tariffs or it's something, but I'm
going to go full extreme. Tariffs are disappearing.
Yeah.
Disappearing.
Yeah.
I think that was the trade.
Because I don't think that's extreme.
I'll tell you why. My gut tells me that when Trump's team, I'm saying Trump's team, not Trump, Trump's team, who's way smarter than any other team we've had in the administration, in the White House in a very, very long time.
Especially in tech, no question.
In tech, probably ever, right?
Yep.
They got there and they got a session with the CIA and FBI.
Yeah.
And they got some information and they went to Trump like, by any means necessary, we have to own this asset.
Yeah.
And then Trump is like, fuck, I just tariffed these guys. All right, fine.
Right.
But then someone told him that this is worth $1 trillion. So amortize $1 trillion over the next decade. Maybe tariffs are worth 200 billion a year. Yeah, I don't know. Like they did some math to convince him to do this. But this is like a very smart person on the inside realizing that this is like generationally a problem if we don't own this asset.
Yeah. Yep.
They'll still own the algorithm despite what.
Yeah, that's fine. But like saying. The data now we have too. That's the difference.
Yeah, both people have the data.
Yeah, as long as America,
people on both sides.
Yeah, as long as America has the data, then whatever, it's fine. Then we know what's happening. We know when the button is being pushed in either direction, and then our government can make appropriate changes based on that. But like, at least we're in the game now.
Is the algorithm a black box? We don't know it. We still don't know it. Like we won't know it under this new deal.
We don't know what the deal. We don't know what was struck.
Okay, I mean, but that by the way, been said.
So I used to believe the algorithm was like a China thing, and then the algorithm on X is so fucking good that I'm convinced Meta engineers are just dumb.
I mean, but also YouTube. I mean, YouTube's pretty good. YouTube Shorts, I'm just saying YouTube Shorts is not competing. Meta is mind blowing that they haven't been able to figure it out. And if you really think about it, you're right. Like Elon essentially figured his own version out in, a year or so. I don't know where Meta is.
My X algorithm is like exactly what I want it to be. Everything I'm interested in, nothing I'm not. Like it is fucking perfect. I don't see riffraff on mine.
So Elon figured that out in a couple of years. Where the fuck? That is the only reason why Reels isn't TikTok.
Yeah.
It's only that it's so good at serving you the content, and therefore it incentivizes the creators because you get more views and followers, and then they put the better content there. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Reels, I'm off by the second click. I'm like, this is stupid. I'm out.
Yep. And even like, Instagram tries to, not so real. Instagram tries to like squeeze stuff into your feed and like recommend you to Dee's point, my Twitter, it's like almost no one I follow. It's just whatever
You're
it
the
gives me.
For you page, not the follower.
Yeah. And think about the fact that Instagram tries to put posts in between my following posts on Instagram feed. And like, it's unbearable. I turn it off the moment I get one recommendation.
Yeah.
How can you not figure that out? Because you're doing jujitsu and fucking trying to
And wakeboarding.
make Ray-Ban glasses? It's the most important.
I think he's moved on. I think he's on the hardware and like he thinks the future is something else and that like TikTok and Meta.
But all
and
your
Reels.
money is there.
I know, but he may be seeing something that we're not seeing that like we may all look at it 5 years from now and be like, TikTok's for dummies. Like it's just the dumbest thing ever. Like we don't.
I hear you, and you're probably right. It's just 5 years ago when he changed the name to Meta, we thought that was kind of silly, and it has proven to still be silly. Maybe you're right. I obviously trust his instincts over my own, but like, it just seems like, dude, this is your bread and butter. Can't you just put a guy on it? I mean, Elon's building fucking rockets and tunnels and all this shit. He got a guy to figure it out.
Yeah,
Put a guy on it.
I can't. The algorithm is mind blowing to me on Meta products broadly. Unbelievable.
I mean, don't you think Zuck could send an email tomorrow morning and say, listen, by the end of this year, we need a competitive algorithm with fucking TikTok, priority number one for this group. It doesn't affect anything Mark Zuckerberg does in his day-to-day life. And somebody figures that shit out.
Yeah. I mean, they should have a team that all day they just figure out how to copy. They're good at copying. They copied stories. They've copied so many other things in that company. Why wouldn't you just copy the algorithm?
Yeah, steal someone from Twitter. Like you're
I mean, they stole all
AI
the
engineers, $50 million, whatever the hell it was. Just get one. It's just crazy to me. It's such a big issue. It's the only reason TikTok is so dominant. There's only one reason.
We talked about this last episode, Drama. We were talking about like Anna was saying that if RFK could ban big pharma advertising, that potentially would have a huge impact on sports and media rights. I don't know if you saw this weekend, Claude, huge ad, OpenAI, huge ad. The AI ad money is going to fly in and dwarf big pharma. The money I think the media rights are going to explode because the AI money is like 10x bigger than pharma. You think you're addicted to fucking fentanyl? Yeah. Wait till you get addicted to ChatGPT.
I mean, too late. It's already there. Yeah.
I'm saying like the money that like in 10 years from now, there's going to be, you know, a senator saying we have to ban ads from AI. It's fucking out of control.
Right. You know what's funny too is
I think way worse than big pharma.
And you pointed this out a couple months ago or maybe a month ago, but big pharma has hit TikTok. There's a lot of pharma ads on TikTok.
No, you're right. I get them all the time.
There's a lot.
Every organ in your body, there's a supplement.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about
not big pharma. Oh no, I'm getting influencers like Brecca and all these guys like pushing peptides and
that's true. I'm saying I'm also starting to get actual like pharmaceutical just ads, not influencers, just an ad in between my scrolling.
Interesting. I haven't gotten that yet.
Well, you will now. I just said it out loud. So
yeah, you said it. Now my phone's fucked.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we want to?
Starbucks, my favorite thing in the world.
Man, what's going on with Starbucks? I forget. I think it was Starbucks at the beginning of the year that I said I was hopeful for their turnaround. They got a new CEO. This guy's going to turn it all around. And I mean, obviously, this is part of the attempt to turn it around. So I'm not mad at that. But they're just closing a bunch of stores now is the new move.
So there's a lot of hypothesis around like why they're closing these stores. One reason, if you look at the locations, so there's I think like 20 some odd stores in Los Angeles, like kind of where we live, closing.
Right.
A lot in Hollywood, East Hollywood, kind of in bad neighborhoods, generally speaking. So you could take the assumption that safety of employees, guests, is an issue, or like they're just so bad that like you can't make money in those locations anymore. That's one.
Right.
The other story that's been going around is that like there's a lot of union operated stores, and that by closing them and potentially opening smaller format drive-through stores, that is more likely the most cost-saving experience for Starbucks. And I think, you know, if you look at the ethos of Starbucks, they were very much around the community. Like you go get a cup of coffee, you used to hang out.
Right.
Like I remember so many meetings being in Starbucks and so many times meeting friends at Starbucks, right?
They're so
Today, you would never fucking meet anyone in a I mean, fucking coffee shop broadly. I'm not meeting anybody in a coffee shop. And
But especially Starbucks.
Especially Starbucks, because they let anyone could use the bathroom, anyone can have water, anyone could take a shit in the middle of the store. Okay, well, you know what happens when you do that? We're not going to go anymore. And so Starbucks has recognized that. And I think they realize that people still love their drinks. So if you go to New York City and you go to a lot of the Starbucks now are extremely small. Some are even just a window.
Right.
And so I think they realize like, oh, we don't need all this big ass space, all these employees. Let's just have, and even drive through. Like, so when you go to LA, in Southern California, a lot of Starbucks are drive-through because people just want the coffee. The community and hanging out piece, people are over.
Right. A lot of the ones I've seen just have no like table and chairs. They're not even in there anymore.
Well, you can't, because you'll get stabbed.
Yeah, literally, you're just a sitting duck.
I also think this isn't that big of a story. It's just because Starbucks is such a big brand that it went viral on social. 1% of your stores and 900 employees when you have 18,300 employees. It's not really like.
But I think the story is that they're making a shift to smaller format stores. They're closing 20 some odd stores in Los Angeles, not like Palmdale. I'm talking about Beverly Boulevard.
361,000 employees. They laid off 900 people.
Yeah, but my point is they're A/B testing how the market's going to react to it. Market says, "Oh, you can close stores in LA, close stores in New York. Okay, fine, cool. We'll close some more stores." But I think what's really happening is that like you don't need these big locations anymore. That's, I think, the big understanding. People, if you look at like DoorDash and Postmates, they're continuing to grow, right? Uber Eats, all these things. And it's because like, who's eating at a Chipotle? Fucking nobody.
Right. No one. Yep.
You're taking your
and
food,
also
you're leaving.
Yeah, I go almost every day in the middle of the day, and I walk down to the local Starbucks through the war zone. And you're right in the sense that literally 90% of the orders are just people picking up from the app.
Yeah.
And then 10% is people in the store just waiting to, they're going up to the desk old school style and making their order, but then they're getting their coffee and leaving.
But those are schmucks. Like if you're standing in the Starbucks line, you're a fucking schmuck. They have an app that gives you rewards. Like I've bought so much on the app. Every other drink of mine is free. Like literally free. Like you are literally a fucking idiot. It's your fucking
there's no
idiot.
No one's doing that, and no one's like standing around having their fucking coffee and chatting. So you're right. Like you could literally just have a window.
Yeah. Those days of like, by the way, even when I have to use the bathroom, I don't want to go inside a Starbucks bathroom.
No. And meanwhile, the last time I was there waiting for my drink to come up, there was a homeless fella, like sprawled out in front of the doorway. And there was a security guard sort of lightly drizzling water on his face every 2 minutes to try to kindly get him to leave. That was the scene that was happening.
Can I tell you what happened?
Step over this fella.
I'm going to tell you a crazy story.
Yeah.
I get my hair cut near Sunset and Gardner. You know where that is?
Yep.
2 weeks ago, on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., let's call him transient, walks up to the coffee tea place that's right there next to where Chibo used to be, grabs a knife, and stabs someone walking by. Stabs them.
Oh my
someone in the neighborhood.
You were there?
Was there an altercation, or he just randomly?
It was just right by where you go.
It's literally where, I mean, I walk and bike with my kids there every fucking
That's what I'm
weekend.
saying. Every time I walk down the street, it's like, I hate to say it, but like every one of these people, I'm wondering if they're just going to randomly stab me.
Yeah. I
would say 50-50.
50-50.
Which is
and that's
insane.
like a reasonable concern. It's just, that's the, like, you don't have to provoke them. You don't have to nothing.
It's very bad. Very scary.
If I see a transient and I'm walking, I always cross the street. Doesn't matter where I'm going.
Yeah.
I just cross the street. What's the point? What's the upside? Cost me a minute.
Well, the problem is they're on both sides.
That's a problem.
Okay. Last but not least, in the tale of, I mean, truly, you want to talk about
the Mamdani world.
Holy shit. The tale of two cities. Especially what we were just saying about Starbucks. There's a new phenomenon happening where people in the hedge fund world, you know, these kind of star hedge fund hires are so popular. Is this right? They're so popular that they're hiring agents like to negotiate their deals?
Yeah. So hedge fund guys at Citadel and Bolesny and all these massive multi-$100 billion funds, it like makes sense. They're, you know, you talked about the Cowboys being 14 billion. These funds manage 300 billion. Right. So their talent is getting paid like a star athlete. And they're probably underpaid because they're generating all the profits. And the hedge fund guys that are being hired at these firms got smart and hired agents to negotiate their contracts, because these contracts are like 25-30 million a year over like 2-3 years. Then they jump to the next team,
right?
Just like an athlete,
right? Taking my talents down to Citadel,
right? And they keep getting these like 9-figure deals, and they keep jumping. Why would you want to negotiate that yourself? Why wouldn't you hire someone? I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I have no problem with it. I think it's more just it shows you what's happening in that world. In Mamdani City, mainly.
And so in the Mamdani world, I can't say his name, but he knows who I'm talking about. I sent him the article. He's one of these like hedge fund athletes, and he goes, "Can't lie, I hired an agent too."
Yeah.
but like, it's a book about it. The agent. I'm going to send it to you. You'll probably read it. I'm not going to read it. Drama.
Yeah, I'll read it.
But I think like it goes to show. Now, obviously, the people at the hedge funds are extremely brilliant. These are like highly intellectual people that, you know, very hard to say that the average person could ever do what they do from an intellectual standpoint. But it does go back to the earlier part of our conversation, which was like, from an investment standpoint, it's pretty easy to spot winners if you're patient and you don't have an unrealistic expectation of like wealth creation. It goes the same with your career. So AI is the gold rush, right? Like it is the gold rush of our era, right? Way bigger than .com internet, right? It's not even on the same fucking planet in terms of what's happening. So you don't necessarily need to be an engineer developing AI, but like you should be in the conversation where it's happening. So it's kind of similar to the gold rush. Who actually made all the money? At the end of the day, it was the picks and shovels people that made all the money. So you could equally be a millionaire from being the landscaping guy for all of these engineers that are about to make obscene amounts of money. You could be the roofing guy. You could be the electrician. You could be the chef. You could be the massage therapist, or in San Francisco, because these people are also so low confidence in the AI world that the thing in Wall Street Journal that went viral today was that there's a woman that gets paid $30,000 to name your baby.
I saw that.
$30,000. Okay, so I'm telling you, the gold rush is happening amongst that community of people where they're creating ungodly amounts of wealth. you could be the nanny for the OpenAI engineer and charge $1 million and be like, hey, you could be the nanny that goes, you know what? You're inept to take care of your kids because you grew up with AI. I never had AI. So I know how to grow up, raise your children. You can make so much money off these people, rip them off blind.
Right.
You know, it's funny that you say that, like the nanny, the landscaper. I have a very, very close friend that you guys have both met. He lives in India, very wealthy. He's obsessed with, I hate to say it, padel. Yeah. I don't know. I know
Padel,
people say paddle.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
padel. It's so annoying.
Yep.
He and his rich friends fly to Bali to train with an instructor. They're not professionals. These are recreational guys.
Yep.
Then they fly the instructor to Bombay to train them. So that padel guy is making a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Training just rich kids.
Yep. But that's what I'm saying, man. We got to get let's get in with the momentum.
I know. That's my point, is that like these people are making so much money. They're fat and they're ugly. There's so much money to be made.
Right. Get
am I wrong?
On the American dream.
Am I wrong? Are they fat and ugly?
Wrong about my buddy's in shape, but yeah, his friends probably are fat.
I'm talking about AI people. Are they fat and ugly?
Yeah,
come on.
probably.
We're talking about what the buildings are filled with, not Sam Altman.
Yes.
We're talking about who's in there writing
Sam
all the code.
Altman has a blood boy for sure.
Right. So, yes. And that's what I'm saying is just, can we get the energy that, like, why don't we get down with the momentum as opposed to villainizing all these motherfuckers?
What we should be telling young people is what's happening in San Francisco and in New York City in finance. Be on the fringes of these people. Go befriend these people. Find a job. Find an industry. You can make money. I promise you, the real estate agent of OpenAI is making as much money as someone that works at OpenAI. It's happening.
And the personal trainer who gets paid even though the client doesn't show up. I mean, it's just endless.
Happening. Don't fool yourself. Just catch the wave, ride the wave.
Yeah, ride the wave.
And it's so easy if you're in New York, right? You're a 23-year-old in Murray Hill, and you could sell people private jets, yachts, and just be a broker to all the billionaires that you
can also run teach into yoga to their girlfriends.
Yes.
Right.
You can sell them matcha.
You can teach them padel.
You can teach them padel and sell them matcha and make a killing.
You can teach them how to jerk off, okay? They would pay for it.
Literally.
I promise you. Someone
you could jerk paid. Them off and make a real fortune.
Well, that's full circle. We know we can make money doing that always.
Well, I mean, think about the real dream is the jiu-jitsu instructor that stole Giselle.
Yes.
Now he's worth a fortune.
But you know how old that, like, the personal trainer that trained or stole the girlfriend or wife? I mean, come on, that's a tale as old as time.
That story's like, age old. In LA, I think it's more the surf instructor, from what I understand.
But by the way, no one's stealing the girlfriend in San Francisco.
Right. Steal the blood boy.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah, maybe still a boy.
It's just like, come on, man. Let's get down with the momentum, the American exceptionalism.
And it's easy to make money off rich people if you get creative.
Yeah, that's my point. I think like I hear too much doom and gloom, and I'm just like over it. Just find the fucking wave. It's happening. Be the basketball teacher to kids who work, whose parents work at OpenAI. Rip them off. You'll get rich.
Yeah.
Literally get rich. Live 45 minutes away. Fucking teach these dorks how to play basketball and make a lot of money.
Yeah. You know what that reminds me of is my brother years ago used to fly to Vegas.
Real sidebar. I saw your brother yesterday running.
Where?
Your brother
was running?
No, I was running during a run club, but he was at an estate sale. And he said, hey.
Oh, he loves estate sales.
Well, I think it was a celebrity because there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, that's what he does.
What's the story with estate sales? I don't get, what are estate sales?
I don't know what it is.
You die?
Well, Yeah, like it's like the estate of so and so is, usually like a kind of obscure celebrity is like selling all their things. Like they either died or they, went to a.
I mean, this one was a hot one because there was a lot of people there, and it was in a.
Yeah, he like finds them.
It was
like
in Beverly Hills. Like it was a nice.
I don't know why he's so connected in the estate sale world, but
I'm not sharing the street.
Yeah, he's big on that. But he used to fly to Vegas like often to teach, which this isn't even a thing, but he did it to teach Dana White's kids how to skateboard. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Get down with the momentum.
Yeah, just like teach these people's kids whatever. Make like $200,000 a year. Easy.
I feel like it's also so easy. Like buy 10 cold plunges and open a fucking cold plunge studio. Like everything's so easy. Listen to one episode of Joe Rogan and do whatever business he's talking about in there.
Cold
Sell
AI.
elk meat in Manhattan.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's too easy.
Love it.
All
okay.
Right.
Hot episode. Is that it? We're good? We have shout outs?
No.
Okay. Well, everyone have a great week. Thanks for listening. Stay positive, ride the wave, grab your surfboards. And if it's not optimistic, don't listen to it. Don't think it. Don't do it. American exceptionalism is back and group chat is here to talk you through it. Woo!
USA.
USA.
All right, guys, have a great week. Later, bros.